Welcome to our channel. Today, we'll lead you to the coal hub in the epidemic zone, trekking 2 weeks with luggage and exciting start. The overcast sky matched her mood, with drizzles now and then. It felt like a wet, gloomy comedy show. Just when the sun decided to poke through, they stumbled upon a funeral procession. It was like a life and death game wherever they went. They brushed past the funeral group, and suddenly fatigue vanished as they reached what looked like a long-forgotten cabin. As she entered, a family portrait on the wall resembled a relic from a lost theatre she hadn't pondered yet. Subconsciously, she reached for the worn-out, cheap doll lying on the bed. This was undoubtedly a top choice for accommodation. Subtitles first. They burned the former occupants' items with a roaring fire. The heat lingered late into the night, a truly hot evening. Under the dim oil lamp, they welcomed a guest, the officer managing the area, also the lone survivor in the neighborhood. Amidst casual chit-chat, she learned Katie had been on the road for 2 weeks, jaw-dropping news. Though realizing Walter intentionally chose the tough way, she couldn't help but think it was a rather questionable decision. The officer was intrigued. While she couldn't fathom why the wife would daringly join him, there were 100 whys. "Vaccines don't really work that well," said the officer. "Even missionaries from the United States weren't spared either," but Katie could no longer hear what was being said. The officer, having heard Walter volunteered to come, couldn't resist asking, "Will you self-administer the vaccine?" "Nope, not thinking so," she sighed. "So no need to worry about me. You go ahead and inject yourself." She turned to ask what happens if you actually get sick. As if she couldn't wait to embrace death, it felt like a surreal adventure. "All water will vanish within the first days. 36 eyes will wither away," he replied matter-of-factly, but what an embarrassing outcome that was. "It may sound painful, but it's also pretty quick. Good night." Across the shore came a roaring sound. The officer had just told them it was the living trying to summon the restless spirits. The next day, Walter was to inspect across the river. An aide stayed, but found Walter lacked clinical experience. Legend has it, in the dimly lit ward, he saw some patients still struggling, while others had already lost their coliacs. Clearly, the severity of illnesses surpassed his imagination. Heavy mood alert. Sleepless, Katie took out paper and pen, as if desperately seeking help. Writing to her unfaithful lover, the desperation of being a married woman became all too clear. Once she finished the letter, she rushed to find the officer, only to find out the post office was closed. What a shocker. The officer took a glance and said he knew the lover's family. What a twist. He mentioned it was just her husband's acquaintance, and then went on to praise the lover's wife, Dorothy awkward much. "She feels quite dissatisfied," he whispered, and it was evident that a complex and inextricable web of emotions was weaving together. Her lover, Charles, didn't have the best reputation. "Rumor has it," she often exclaimed. "What's there to look forward to?" At that particular moment, he had no desire to send the letter anymore. His heart felt like ashes, completely sunk in an emotional fog. In front of her husband, she suppressed her emotions, not wishing to reveal any sign of vulnerability, while her husband was excessively engrossed in medical literature. If he hadn't repeated his words a few more times, she simply wouldn't have noticed he was speaking at all. It's truly like invisible sound waves. "I asked if you're insane. It's not good." Subtitles. "No, I don't think so. This isn't right. Put it down. Put it down, thank you. Do you still have thoughts of suicide?" He replaced his answer with actions. Not to be outdone, Walter silently engaged in a life or death showdown with ghost-busting tunes echoing in the background. Always ready to be their concerto, Walter kept researching and found that the water source was already contaminated under the microscope. Outside, Katie saw the guard alone, idle, with bored servants above. To ease his loneliness, Walter sought the officer again, and saw bodies by the roadside when opening the door. In a daze, he slowly approached the corpse, utterly lost. "Don't touch him. Come back. Don't touch him, miss. Come back, miss. Please go away." It took him quite a while to finally calm down. He then noticed people offering incense, and the officer said her husband and 3 children died in this disaster. Faced with real death, his sorrows seemed trivial. At night, Walter wanted to mention the nuns at the orphanage and hospital. He hoped to meet the lovely, understanding wife. He missed her warm smile. "Do you really love her? Like, as in her wife? I must get ready to face this outbreak, I know. If you don't want to, why should I head into the heart of the epidemic? Oh my goodness, Walter, oh my goodness, are you drunk?" The next day, Katie showed up, as promised, and the nun took her on a tour of the convent, an orphanage where the kids were doing craft. The younger kids were practicing instruments, and Katie couldn't help but be moved as she walked to the piano. The nun told her their pianist had just passed away last week. What a tragic note.